All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's April. Wild times. April's always a busy one. So we were just talking about, right before the meeting, about ordering from the new catalog and just remembering that on May 1, you can order anything from the new catalog. But right now, the product purchase premiere is kind of a limited set of things that you can order from. And so Glenda had her eye on the Market Days suite, which is really cute. And it is actually, we were having a discussion about it because it's the cheapest suite in the catalog. It's
Yeah,
$56 and you get a stamp set, dies, an embellishment, and paper. And the paper's 12 by 12. But it's not part of the
I
pre-order.
thought that was awesome.
It is.
Yeah,
It's a great deal. And so one of the new things I love about the new catalog is that there's price points for everyone. So they've really done a good job. And I also love that they've done punches or dies. So you have some choices, right? You could get a punch or you could get a set of dies. So that's good for people who don't have die machines. They have two sets like that. Or for people who just don't want to have to crank. Like I really love a good punch, and I can punch 27,000
yes.
times faster than I can die
Mhm.
cut. And so when I'm
Yep.
trying to make a bunch, I want to punch. Like I just want to be able to punch, 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 and be done. So I'm very excited about that. And I have not had a chance to play with my pre-order at all, but I did want to give a shout out to someone who has. And this was the sweetest thing, and what a great idea. So let me show you the happy mail I got today. So I got some really pretty happy mail that had,
Mom?
let me spotlight myself so everybody can see me. Let's see. So it had a pretty little flower on the
Mhm.
front, and on the
Oh,
back, it said happy mail, happy mail, happy mail. Yay, yay. And this was the card, and it's
Oh, that's so
just
beautiful.
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Yes, and it features the new paper and the new suite and an embossing folder and really pretty sequins. And then you open it and it has beautiful little tags made in the new in
Hmm.
colors, which are so cute. And then it has a little note from Elena that says, I just had to send you some happy mail featuring these beautiful new in colors. They're fresh and fun, and I love them. And I love the color wheel in the new catalog too. And then she said, I wish we lived closer together so we could craft and chat together more. But
Aw.
this
Aw,
is a wonderful idea to send to customers, right? What better way than to play with new colors than to get a sweet little gift in the mail, right? And the inside of the card is super cute too. She always does such a nice job inside and out.
Yeah.
now
So
how did she do the hole? Looks like she's got something.
so this is the very sadly retiring Taylor Tags die, which I will not be
Oh,
retiring. There are some things I
Melissa,
keep, guys. Yeah.
Melissa, that isn't from the Taylor tags.
What is this from?
That's from the tree set that had that one bigger tag in it from Christmas, and it's carrying over.
Ooh,
What?
Elena.
but
Dude,
right
dude,
around the hole, there's something that looks dark.
yeah, so she did a detail piece. Elena, do you remember the name?
I'm gonna look it up
Oh,
right now.
So
What
she
tree
did
set?
she's gonna look it up. So
Oh.
she did, it's a little piece and it's
Oh.
got stitching on it and it wraps around. Isn't that cute?
that's very cute.
Yes. Well, I thought
I
it
don't
was.
remember seeing that.
I didn't either, but you know what? A lot of things can slip by us, when
Hmm.
we're busy, busy creatures. So this is great. It also, what I like about this is it shows color on color stamping, which I love monotone stuff, and it just shows how nice, right? Well, this is pretty in pink with some petunia pop stamped on it. But it just shows how nicely they all go together, and what a fun color combo. And then, of course, this is the perfect suite to show that off because this suite also features all of the in colors as well. So Anyway, I just wanted to brag on our birthday card coordinator who sent me a random fun piece of mail. And this is a great thing to send customers.
Yeah.
People who might want to be customers. Like if they're looking at those tags going, oh, I want to make a set of tags. That looks really
Mm-hmm.
fun, right? That's also a great, I mean, this could be by itself a great demonstration, right? So like they get to make the little tags, right? And you do a little free class. And then maybe you give the hostess like a set of like really nice cards. We're talking about, when the hostess benefits do change, right? Like what could you do for hostesses? And you could give them some really beautiful cards, and every hostess would be jazzed to get some beautiful cards.
What paper is
So
that?
that's all from that new suite. And I have it, but the name of it's not there yet, right? I'm still learning.
Marius Trees Dies?
Mm-hmm.
Marius Trees Dies.
78.
And that is, yes, Patsy Palmer. Thoughtful
Thoughtful
journey,
wishes.
thoughtful wishes, paper, thoughtful journey, thoughtful journey.
Hmm.
So the thoughtful wishes bundle, thoughtful journey suite, the paper is thoughtful journey, and thoughtful designs, thoughtful wishes, thoughtful, just look for the word thoughtful and you'll find it all. And this is on the pre-order. So
Yeah,
beautiful.
that set has like the best sentiment. Don't you just love that? You make life better. I just was like, oh, that is the sweetest thing.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice set. And it's funny, I didn't get the stamp set, I got the paper. But it's one that like now that I've seen you stamp with it, I'm like, maybe, right? We know samples sell, right? Once people see stuff in action, they get really excited. So I wanted to show you two other fun Happy Mail cards I got, and then we'll talk about what's up in Stampin' Up! World. I got this from Gail Beasley. So, Gail sends a card to her top 10 every month. And this was for March, and it's super cute with that latte set. And this is some white heat embossing. But it doesn't have to be complicated, right? So she used some DSP. I like the little strip of ribbon here. This ribbon's a little difficult to use because it's thick. So you really have to lay it flat. And so I like how she just put a flat little strip of ribbon right there. And then she has the stamped and die cut latte art, a stamped and die cut mug, and then that little baby mug with that little baby coffee in there. It's just so cute.
Now,
This is
where
sweet.
did the tags come from? What set is that?
Elena posted it in the chat. It is Merriest Trees dies, which is
Okay.
funny because I did not get those dies. Jill and I shared them last year when we did our class. So, and then I got a sweet little little ladybug, bumblebee, whatever it is, card from Candy for doing the challenge. So that was fun. So it was a good Happy Mail week, and I got some cards out, and I've got a stack that I'm gonna send out. So okay, so Stampin' Up! Land. We are in the middle of the last chance sale. We're in the middle of the April sales challenge. Congratulations to Glenda. Glenda sent me a message that she has already met her April sales challenge. So has Anita.
Bravo.
Awesome job. So
God,
I'm
I
going to
hope
start.
they don't do it next April. I'm in trouble.
Oh, well, that's true, right? Then you just got to keep bettering your best. But I'll post a little thread, and you guys can post on there once you've met it. So we'll keep that going. So that's awesome. We also welcomed some new team members to our team. So Debbie joined our team, and she actually lives here in South Austin. And I haven't met her yet, but I'm excited. And so that's great. We're excited to welcome Debbie Miller to our team. And then Sharon just joined as well. Sharon's been on our team before. She was at retreat. She's friends with Mona. And then Sarah and I were talking, and Sarah said, she said, well, Barbara has a new downline. I said, I know. I think her name is Sharon as well. And she seems like she's on fire. She's doing great. And she goes, well, but she had somebody join. And I said, wait, that makes her not on my reports. I've never had that happen before. So it's a
I'm
downline
having lunch
down.
with Sharon Wednesday.
Oh, good. Well, so we have a new person. Her name's Carol Blackburn, and she is Sarah's, Barbara's, Sharon's downline. So, like, I don't see her on my reports. And it's the first time that that's ever happened to me where I have someone join the team that isn't in my reports because our team reports only go 3 levels down. Um, and so, yeah, well, and so what's interesting is, Elena, is that I don't know. I can't see Carol. So, this is where we start talking about when you have team members and people join. Now we have this possibility that people are going to join with people who are going to join with people. Then people are going to have to start updating things for me because I can't see. So, like, I didn't have Carol's email address. I'm not friends with her on Facebook. I can't see her birthday. I can't add her to the birthday list. I have no idea. So, anyway, good times. So we were just like, oh, okay, that's a first. And we've got to work on our processes to make sure that we can welcome people, make sure that my email list is accurate, that I'm sending my emails out to everybody on the list. So, anyway, that was some exciting times. We are tomorrow, the weekly updates will come out. You guys definitely want to take a gander at that. They're announcing, I don't know if they're announcing it this week or next week, but there's going to be a clearance rack refresh next week. That will be on the 23rd. And they're actually, part of the announcement is going to be that it's going to include celebration papers from last year, not this year, but the year before. I guess they had a lot in the warehouse and they wanted to get rid of them, and they felt like they had enough in the warehouse that they could put them on the clearance rack and they could move them. Very rare that they do that. I know they're trying to make room in the warehouse for the close to my heart folks and for their stuff. And so we've got a big big task ahead of them to start making some room for them and their products. So a little update on that from everything that I've read and heard and listened to. So they have about 4,000 makers, close to my heart does. We have 55,000 globally, so that hopefully gives you an idea of like scope and scale, right? We would love for all 4,000 of their makers to join. I don't think they will, but I think that a chunk will. They are rolling them on based on kind of like how long they've been there, right? Like seniority, right? So those that had been there the longest are invited to join the soonest in April, and they have windows. And so they're doing a rolling join where they can, like, the idea is that if they wanted to preserve their team structure, they could, because they're letting them roll on in kind of layers and waves. They do not have to join with the person that they joined with before. They can join with whomever they like in Stampin' Up. And product availability. So for the first couple of months, makers and maker customers will have access to close to my heart products that were set to be released, but were not released yet. We as Stampin' Up demonstrators and Stampin' Up customers will not have access to those. And
Melissa,
yeah.
I need to interrupt only because you're talking about something I don't understand. I tried to look it up so that you know. What does it mean, makers? I mean, what is the difference between makers and
It's their
Stampin' Up?
term. It's their term for demonstrator. They call themselves makers.
Thank you. Okay.
Yep. Um, so previous makers and previous close to my heart customers will have access to this product line based on their email address. We will not. So we will not have access to this for the summer. And what it is meant is it's meant to be a bridge product to help them transition their customers over. If you have close to my heart customers who are also Stampin' Up! Customers, they will be able to use whatever email address they used with close to my heart to be able to purchase those items. They're bringing over their customer list basically. I'm not 1,000% sure how that's all going to work, but that is what we've been told. We've also been told, though, that the product team is working incredibly quickly to come out with a line for the fall. So we will have available to the entire customer base 4 kits in the fall: 2 Christmas, a Halloween, and a Thanksgiving kit, which is exciting. So these kits will probably be more scrapbook based, but some of their kits are card kits. But I have a feeling these are going to be more memory keeping based. They've said that they're going to bring the flip flaps over. So it's these like little flip flappy pieces in their journals, in their scrapbooks that they use. And those are going to come over as a product line as well. Their colors are not coming over. So their demonstrators will have to switch to our color set, which will probably be the hardest thing, I think, for them. So the idea behind the fall kits is that they will coordinate with fall catalog or other kit products, right? So the idea is that we're trying to make them cohesive and not like they're just going to be weird and stand out by their own. So, and that's exciting. That's very, very exciting. And Stampin' Up! Is committed to the 12 by 12 album, which is the close to my heart album size that they're used to. So they're committed to the 12 by 12. I don't know how many 12 by 12 albums they're going to have, but the page protectors, that's the goal they're going with. So questions about the close to my heart transition, because this has been really interesting to watch.
I saw a rumor online about while they're going to take our colors, any idea if they're going to change our boxes to their boxes?
Yeah, so there's discussion about it, and the research team is looking at it about using their stamp pad case instead of our stamp pad case.
Would it,
The
to your
magnetic?
knowledge, would it fit our Stampin' Up! Case holder?
I have no
No.
idea, no
Yeah.
clue. And the thing is they're not going to change the colors, so we don't have to get them if we don't want to, But if they do anything like that, it's going to be a while off. I mean, production time on that, that would be a year, 2 years, that would be a while off. So, but they address it in the video. So they sent us all a bunch of information. We got an email maybe a week ago, every demonstrator did. And when you clicked it, there was like 27 links and it was all this FAQ stuff. And one of those links was a pretty detailed video that kind of talks about what I just talked about, but in a much longer format. And so if you want more questions, you want to go watch that, you can go dig through your emails and find that. So, but it's been pretty wild. So, so it'll be interesting to see, how things progress. They got a pretty good deal. So it was a good join deal, and they are coming in at Bronze Elite, because that's their current pay structure. And so they decided they would give them some runway. So I think they have that title for like a year, and it gives them some runway to build up their business, because many of them have been with that company for 20, 25 years and had some pretty big businesses built. Now they're starting all over from scratch. So I also think they're going to be changing the cash and carry rules. So cash and carry is the rules that we have in terms of what we're allowed to have in inventory, right, in our offices. So when you buy a stamp set, you're not buying it for the intention of reselling it, right? You buy a stamp set because you want to demonstrate it, use it, right? Things that you can cash and carry currently with Stampin' Up! Are adhesives, envelopes, note cards and envelopes, and kits. Those are kind of the four main categories that you can cash and carry. Makers could cash and carry everything, which is why makers had, many of them, Patsy knows one, had an insane inventory of stuff, right? Because they could cash and carry it all, right? So Stampin' Up! Realizes that between online exclusives and kits and bringing makers in, they're going to edit their cash and carry policy. I don't think they're going to swing all the way over to that side, but it could be that things like consumables become more cash and carry, like DSP, paper, embellishments, ribbon, right? The nice thing about that is, if someone comes to your office and wants to make a bunch of cards, you can just sell them a pack of cardstock, right? Like you don't have to place an order for it. If you've got an extra pack and you want to sell it to them, or you want to sell them 5 sheets, you can do that, right? Currently, under our policies, you're not supposed to do that. Do people do it? Yes. I was reading through, because this made me go back and reread the cash and carry policy. And there was a piece in there that I reread, and I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure every demonstrator breaks that rule. Cool, cool, cool. And I was like, well, that definitely needs to be reassessed then. The rule that I think we all break is that when you sell a kit, so like if I sell like a craft, my May kit, right, my card making class, I'm not supposed to put a full pack of embellishments in there or a full roll of ribbon. Pretty sure we've all been doing that for like a long, long time. So I'm actually going to reach out to compliance and ask them about it, because I know right now they're reviewing the rules about that. In addition to that, they're also looking at the rules about online exclusives and when we can sell those. So right now, when a catalog retires, you can turn around and sell that the day after it retires. So the minute the catalog retires, you can turn around the next day and you can sell those stamps and dies. With online exclusives, they're considered an out of catalog product. We used to do these, or we had these weird flyers, and like we'd have like a suite and it was available. And then you had to wait a full year until you could sell those things. Well, right now with online exclusives, you don't even know when they've retired, because they just disappear from the online store. And there's no date attached to when they're retired, because they never show up on the inventory status report. So all the leaders have been like, hey, we got to get a handle on this. You've got to have a policy that's actually easy for us to implement. This isn't easy for us to implement. And so some online exclusives are still current from a year ago. Some disappeared 6 months ago. Some disappeared last month. Some, it's constant, right? And we're not on the website all the time, right? Like, I don't know when things disappear. That's why someone like messaged and they're like, oh, the sledding paper retired. And I was like, really? Oh, okay. I had no idea, right? Because if you didn't see it disappear, you didn't see it disappear. So just all of that to say that by bringing the Close to My Heart makers into the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator ship, it's going to help Stampin' Up! Hopefully improve some policies and processes.
Melissa?
Yeah.
What were the 4 things you mentioned again about this cash and carry thing?
Yeah, good call. Adhesives,
Adhesive, yeah,
envelopes,
envelope.
note cards and envelopes,
Note cards, okay.
and kits.
Yes.
Good. Questions about close to my heart, cash and carry policy, retiring, which this is that time of year, right? We're starting to retire stuff, figure out what we want to keep, how we're going to get rid of what we want to get rid of.
Mhm.
So when you're thinking about how to get rid of what you want to get rid of, right, you can BOGO it. So you can say, hey, folks, if you want to buy stuff from the new catalog, I'm willing to give you, you buy a stamp set, you get a stamp set, or you can do whatever deal you want to do for that. You can also just sell them. You can do like a stamp sale or a die sale or a punch sale or whatever. So you can just sell them outright. You can sell them at garage sales. You can sell them online. You can sell them on Facebook. You can sell them on Marketplace. You can sell them on eBay. Those are all choices, right? So you can direct sell, or you can, you could make packages and you could do mystery boxes for people. Like you place an order in the month of May or June and you get a mystery box and it's got maybe some DSP and a stamp set and an embellishment, right? There are a lot of ways to move product out of your inventory and into the hands of customers, right? You get to decide how you want to do that and what that looks like for you. I'm sitting on some that I've sat on for a while that I'll probably end up donating. This weekend, I reached a point at the retreat where I was like, I'm not taking this paper home. And I was like, come get some free paper because I'm tired of slinging paper around, Paper is very hard to sell because it's 12 by 12 and it doesn't ship easy. And paper is not fun to try to sell. Stamp sets sell great. Wood blocks never sell, right? Unless you have a collector's item, right? Punches hard to sell because they're heavy and people don't want to pay shipping, right? So unless you sell them in an in-person environment, which I know a demonstrator who had a very, very successful, actually no, two demonstrators that had very successful stamp sales in person. There used to be a place in New Braunfels that did one. There's a lady in Wisconsin that does one, and she gets together a bunch of people and everybody has a table and they're all marked and they do this huge stamp sale and it's like a well-known event and everybody comes to this thing. And then I know another lady that just did it for her customers and she said, hey, come on over, I'm doing a $5 stamp sale, come get what you want, and it was a way for her to clear out some inventory. So I think it just depends on how you feel, for me, my office was starting to feel a tiny bit oppressive. And so I needed to clean and clear a little, I feel really good about the stamp sets I have that are retired that I'm keeping. I didn't make any sacrifices and I still have lots of fun things to play with. And, of course, I'm going to keep every single coffee stamp set we've ever made, right? Like you guys know that. Ann Weiser actually called me. She's on our team and she said, hey, I need to borrow this coffee set. Are you going to sell it? I said, I'm not going to sell it. And I said, but I will ship it to you in South Carolina and you can ship it back. And so that's what she did. She borrowed it and she paid for the shipping and she shipped it back. And so, if there's a mermaid stamp set or ocean stamp set, I probably have it, there are things that all of us know we'll keep if there's pithy sayings or, sometimes there's just a sentiment in a set that they're never going to make again. And those are special sets that you should be able to keep. So questions about retiring stuff, kind of this weird transition point that we're in right now. It's always a fun time. April's wild.
Kind of. I noticed a lot of people are clamoring for Regal Reindeer. I will be selling mine once it's officially available. So if you have someone who wants it and can't get it, give me a buzz.
Once what?
Regal Reindeer. It's been online
Oh.
for 2 years.
Yeah, I
have
mean,
the
I
dial
think
with it.
I think that you can set a price and put it in one of those Stampin' Up and Down, one of those resale groups, and you'll sell it like that.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to offer it to our team first. I mean,
I think
I know it's
a
already
lot of
sold out.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us are already in those groups. So, and I see it when you guys post, by the way, like I'm in all those groups. And so I see when you're looking for something and I see when you're selling a bunch of stuff, and that's great. Um, and so, but I think, sell them there because people will make, I mean, you can set your price. I mean, if stuff sells out early, you can set your price for sure. So, and I was looking at the inventory status report just to see kind of what's already gone. And so far, I don't see, let me see. Oof, my mouse is acting crazy today. Discontinued. Discontinued. So carousels, circle sayings. Oh, that's interesting. Charming sentiments, lazy days, cherries, branches, color and contour. These products are last chance. They are sold out and no longer available. Seasonal branches, handmade hugs, lighting the way, color and contour, sending smiles, pansy punch. So refreshing. Le shop. Good feelings, two-tone flora, very best occasions, cottage wreath, season of chic, brightest glow, regal reindeer, perched in a tree, hey Chuck, Easter bunny. Oh, uh, hey Chuck, little monkey, taco fiesta, which none of us in San Antonio and Texas are getting rid of taco fiesta.
No.
Biggest wish, friendship royalty, little dreamers, happy hedgehogs, by my side, quiet meadow, darling details, just my type. Huh. Hope and prayer. Oh, that's interesting. I kept that one. Time together, let's go fishing. It's a science. Oh, and supremely awesome. Oh, those were two I had on my kind of like, if they're left, I might get a construction zone. Yeah, quite a few actually. People have really tackled that. They have tackled that last chance list real hardcore. So when you go to the inventory status report, it's really weird. But the discontinued tab is not the tab that shows up when you first click on it. You actually have to click the discontinued tab. And I find it super distracting that I can't just like scroll down and just keep seeing it, but I have to click it. So, uh, but okay. So a couple other things. I believe that I had updated our incentive tracker before retreat started, so I wanted to give some shout outs. Let me just see. So, did I do it? Oh no, I didn't do it. I did it for February, but I didn't do it for March. So I will do it for March. But February, I didn't give a verbal shout out last month. So over 500, we had Patsy, Deidre, Lisa, Langer, Sarah Colma, Sharon Thompson, and Glenda Brown. Yay. And then over 900, we had Lisa and Sarah. And then we had a rock star recruiter because Lisa brought in Deidre. So that's really great. And we've definitely been working hard. I know March was a quieter month. And we do have a few folks in pending this month. So if you're in pending, this is your last month to get that 300 for the quarter, or else then you won't be on the team and we have to kick you out of the Facebook group, and it's all very sad and tragic, and I don't want to have to do that. So if you're in pending, and if you know someone in pending or they're on your team, make sure that you communicate with them about pending, because sometimes just the month kind of gets caught up, and clearance rack refresh day would be a great day to get yourself out of pending because you would get a lot of really fun stuff. So, and clearance rack refresh is always kind of fun, especially because it sounds like this time they really went into they dug around in the warehouse and found some fun things. So, clearance rack refresh is always a good time to, think about, well, there's a lot of, Susan and I were talking about the pastels are on the clearance rack right now. So they came out with a new pack of pastels last year because they replaced one color, because Pacific Point was one of the pastels. And Susan and I were talking about doing something with the pastels at an event. And I said, we should buy the pastels while they're on sale, because who cares about one color, right? Like we don't care about the color. We care about teaching people how to use pastels, right? And so we were just kind of having a discussion about that. Like when you're teaching a technique, like even blender pens, right? If you want to do some kind of blender pen class, if it's a retired color, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to refill them. I mean, if they die, they eventually they die and you're going to pitch them. Who cares? But if you're teaching how to use blend pens, right? And you want to show the blend markers, right? Using retired ones, especially if they go on sale, good deal, right? So if you're focused on technique, I don't think that using retired stuff is the end of the world. So check out the clearance rack next week. It'll be good. I think it's going to be Tuesday, the 23rd. Is that the 23rd, Tuesday? Yeah.
Is there a time?
Usually it goes live. Sometimes it goes live at midnight, which is really sucky. I'm hoping that the announcement's going to come out tomorrow and they'll tell us what time it'll get refreshed. Sometimes it's midnight. Sometimes it's like 10 a.m. Mountain. But a lot of times I feel like the clearance rack goes live at midnight. And there are people who will stay up until midnight to wait and watch for it. And then you wake up on Tuesday morning like me, and you're like, what happened to the clearance rack? Oh dear. Anita.
It's
What are pastels?
Oh, so we have, speaking of, I have some right here because I finally went through. So I have a whole drawer in my office that I have is just for techniques. So one of my drawers has, my heat embossing and my little brushes and watercolor stuff and sponge daubers and watercolor pencils and our soft pastels. So soft pastels are you can do a YouTube search and you will find a lot of videos, and I think I've done a couple on them too. But they are pastels.
Like a brick thing or
Yes.
a fat water. Okay.
Yes. And you can use these. So what I usually do is I usually take them and I like shave them. So I use the little palette knife from the Pick a Tool and I shave some into like little piles. They go really well with Versamark. So if you stamp in Versamark and you shave some off and then you just use your finger, it's nice and messy. And you pick up some of the pastels and you rub it on the Versamark, it picks it up. So you can stamp in Versamark and then you can add a bunch of color. And what's cool is you can blend the colors and you can do really cool things with the pastels. It's messy. Don't have your fan on high. I have a vortex of a fan in my office, so I have to keep it on low. The other thing you can use, if you don't want to use your finger, you can use a Q-tip. But I prefer my finger because I like messes and I'm fine with it. So just no glitter.
What are they listed under in the catalog?
So
Are they a
Mhm.
coloring tool?
Yes, and in the new catalog, you can actually see them. So one of
They're
the
not listed
things,
under coloring tools.
so in the new catalog, you will see them on
19?
the 119. Yep. So they're listed with watercolor techniques, paint with water, pencil me in, spritz blitz, and pretty in pastels. And they're saying you can use the soft pastels on a scrap paper. I usually do it on my silicone mat, by the way. And then pick up the color with a water painter and start painting. So they've painted with them, which you can do as well. And I usually do it on my silicone mat because I think that's a better work surface than like wasting another piece of paper. So one of the things that Debbie, who's new on our team, and I hope she'll come to a meeting soon, I might have to get her over at my house and then put her on the meeting with me. But I said, well, what's exciting you? Because she goes, oh my God, the new catalog is amazing. I'm so excited. And I said, well, what's really exciting you? And she said, well, I love page 127. And I was like, okay, that's really far back in the catalog. And I was like, that's not a beginning.
Specific.
Yes, it is very specific. And she goes, I just love this spread. I love everything about all of this. And I was like, oh, paste, embossing paste and heat guns and technique. And I was like, oh, you okay? I was like, all right, let's do it, you know? So we started talking about some of the techniques and stuff. So I think that, you know, everybody's going to find something in this catalog, and that just goes to show that there's a lot of really cool advanced stuff in the catalog too. So, and that spread is it's very attractive. I think the catalog actually teaches you what to do with everything. So,
How do they do that metallic looking thing on page 126 on the top
so
card?
yeah. So I was looking at that. So I'm not 1,000% sure, to tell you the truth. And we don't have the recipes, I don't think, yet. And I might message somebody about that because I've been Oogling that, Lisa, as you do. To me, it looks
Mhm.
like, to me, it looks like a lot of them. So they like dipped the whole thing in Versamark, right? So they kind of smushed the whole thing. They did the metallic
Yeah.
embossing powder. And then to me, it looks like they either stamped on top and did with Versamark and did more embossing powder,
Huh.
or they stamped while it was hot. But I don't know. Like, I don't think our stamps can do that because that's almost like a wax seal. It almost looks like a wax seal.
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe a piece of ephemera?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I think it's a stamped image, but I'm going to look at trust me, I have been eyeing
Yeah.
that one sample for a month now. And if I can't figure it out, I'll ask somebody who does know, because it's a cool looking piece for sure. So,
Yeah,
but
thanks.
all right. So, does anyone have any questions or anything that you're wondering about right now? I want to make sure everybody gets to share a, you know, words fail me today, but you get to share something, a little crafty project with us. And then I've got some door prizes, of course. So, let me get my door prize box out just so I'm ready. Okay, so a couple of things. The April challenge, the sales challenge. So if you meet the April sales challenge, Stampin' Up will put your name, like you'll be entered. And then what will happen is you will get a pop-up at some point that says like you've won this pack of paper for the April sales challenge. Do you want to add it to your order? So it'll add to a demonstrator order.
Mm.
I think it will not be a demonstrator order in May. It will be a demonstrator order in June because the event that they're going to do, the class, isn't going to be until July. So I think they have to wait until all the reports roll like May 8th, and then I think it'll pop on an order. So I just wanted you guys to know how you're going to get that April sales challenge paper. In addition to that, I'm giving away my glass mat. So I will draw one person who meets the April sales challenge to win the glass hat. And then I will draw another person to win the hat that I got because I look terrible in it. And, but I know some people really like hats. I don't actually remember ordering the hat. I got it at On Stage, and I'm not a hat person. And so I don't know why I would have gotten a hat. So anyway, so I will pull another winner for that. That's a big prize. So, and then we have some fun little door prizes to give away. So I'm going to pull those out. And any other questions or concerns or comments or anything?
No. I'll ask you later.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so let's share some projects. And I've got my notepad. I'm grabbing a pen. So I had my retreat this weekend and it was fun. It was great. Just a couple of notes. So I am going to do an organized swap on Candy's team page and I'll post that. And oh, Elena, you love hats. Thank God. Lots of people love hats. It's just not me. So yeah, Kathleen, so the free shipping promo. So that's a really good question. So someone posted on the Paper Pumpkin demonstrator group that there's going to be a free shipping promotion. And it's not been verified. And they actually pulled it down because they were like, no one has said that. It's not on any calendar anywhere. They haven't talked about it at the leaders at all. So I don't know if they're going to. And so I don't know. I haven't heard. And they talked about the clearance rack refresh today. And so I kind of thought, well, if they were going to do a clearance rack refresh and they were going to include free shipping, they might have done those two things on the same day, but I haven't heard anything about it. So yeah, I know. I was kind of bummed. I was like, ooh, I would
So
love
the
a free
clearance
shipping
refresh is next week?
next week. Yeah.
Okay.
How about shipping? How do they determine shipping? Is it by weight of the product or
You would ask me that. Kathleen, do you remember how you pay attention to this? I probably don't.
I thought it's a percentage of your order.
Yeah, it's like a minimum of blank. Then when you go above blank, there we go. Up to $75, it's $7.95. And then afterwards, it's 10%. Thank you,
Okay.
Kathleen, because you pay attention and I don't. So that's like last week. If you wanted to watch Candy's meeting recording and watch me get stumped, that was fun. She stumped me. She stumped Susan as well. So I felt good that we both got stumped. She did interviews with both of us and we both got stumped. It was great. I was like, oh, that's lovely. So we had a retreat last weekend and it was a lot of fun. I wanted to show you my cards from retreat. So I will go first and then I will call on you guys and have you guys do yours. And this way I can also write your names down. So we did the lavender, but we used a different stamp set. So we did the Comforting Thoughts stamp set, which is an online exclusive stamp set. And it's really, really good. It has sentiments like cancer sucks. And I don't have all the right words to say, but I do have lots of love to give. I wish I could make this better. Thinking of you, praying for you, hoping with you. There's no good card for this, which I think is a really great sentiment. So it's a great, great stamp set.
Comforting
And
thoughts.
so Comforting Thoughts. Yeah, it's on online exclusives. So we did a little bit of heat embossing on the butterfly. This was a really easy one. This one got ruined because it fell into the stamp pad, but it was still fun. You can see it fell into the green mega. But this was cool because we used the butterfly negative as a mask. And then we did some coloring. Yeah, minus the big green splooshes across it. That's a shame. We did one that had real lavender in it. So those are some real, yeah, very fancy.
Creative.
Yeah. And then my
And
favorite.
you show both sides of the DSP.
Oh, I love that. That's always my favorite. When you can show both sides of the DSP, I'm a happy camper. But my favorite was the Shake and Sniff card. So this has lavender in it. And we used the Hooray for Happiness has a die that has all these little holes in it. And so I can smell the card. So I can smell the lavender. So we have little lavender pieces in there. I know, Kathleen. I knew you'd like this one.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Everybody was so excited to make this card. And we made these at retreat last weekend. So these are my retreat projects. And I will put the directions for these in our group because this one was fun. This is not hard to make. You just, you make it like a normal shaker card. The only difference is that you have to die cut the holes, right, on the the card base. And then you know how our window sheet comes with that piece of tissue paper, right? So you use that tissue paper to block the holes so that the lavender doesn't come flying out the hole, because I didn't do that the first time. And when I shook it, lavender came out the holes. So you do have to use a little bit of tissue paper in there, or else you're going to end up with
Don't
stuff
throw it
all over you.
away.
Yes, and yes, Kathleen, the stamp set is amazing. And that's one of those ones that like even when it retires, I'll keep it, right? Because it's a great one. So I wanted to show you guys this. I thought these were really fun projects, and I thought you guys would like them a lot. So, okay, so I'm gonna switch my view so that I can see you guys, and I'm gonna write everybody down, and then I'm gonna see if anybody wants to show off a project.
Unfortunately, I haven't been crafting. I've been sick. But
Well,
I'm back
that
now.
is a shame, and
I know.
you should get back on that. Glenda, I'm gonna have Glenda post about those boxes on our group. I just think they're fabulous. So Glenda this weekend at retreat, she learned from Lisa Ray how to convert paper pumpkin and kit boxes into card holder boxes. And
Hmm.
so they're tall and they fit cards and they're just magical. And Glenda was over there hacking away, and I don't know how many of those she made, but she made a ton of them. And it was really cute because she had some that were Christmas themed and some that were right with all of our seasonal paper pumpkin boxes. So it was super cute, and I want her to share that on the group. So I hope you do that, Glenda. I know you're fishing right now, so out on the boat. But anybody else got a project they want to showcase? Yes, Miss Terry, let me spotlight you. All right, there you go, friend. Show us what you got. You're muted, but I still love you.
Sorry, I'm a mess.
Hey,
So I'm trying to use up the in colors.
yeah,
So we've got
Oh,
this, the sweet
nice,
sorbet.
I like
nice.
that.
Oh, thanks. Just simple. And then this one, I actually cut a second shell. Can't really see it, but see the dimension?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So I did a
Shell on
shell,
shell.
a shell on a shell.
That's
so cute,
beautiful.
so cute. And that turtle's coming over with us, so thank goodness.
You know,
So,
I wanted to say that turtle, I hadn't used it, and I opened it today, and it's like, hot dang, this thing's twice as big as it shows on the outside. And then I couldn't for the longest time figure out what the shadowing was. I said, well, is there a die cut? It's like, oh, I get it. Gotta flip it over. So I'm really overexcited about that. Now I can't wait to use the turtle again. But did you see
yeah,
I did pearls on it? I did
I,
pearls on her neck.
I
Mhm.
did. He's a classy pearl, classy turtle. We, yeah, the new catalog showcases the reversibles a lot better. And so I feel like people will really understand how to use them. So
Yeah,
good.
in my mind, I was ready for something tiny, and oh, we got this giant turtle now. I didn't know what to do with
Anybody,
it.
anybody else have a project to share? Anita, let me spotlight you. All right, my dear.
I did, the package from Candy's March meeting,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
it was zinnias, and I love that zinnia paper. But anyway, but I made those, and then I had enough paper. I made some others.
Oh, I love that. That's so
So,
cute.
Pretty,
So cute.
Pretty.
and then
happy.
and then the fractured card,
Of course, of course. Yes.
yeah.
That looks
That
But all
fun.
the
paper.
put it in inside. And then this
Mhm.
one I saw a demonstration. Rachel Tessman,
Uh-huh.
she
Yep.
did this, and I love this design. Like you open it up, and then you open it like
Oh,
this.
oh, that's
So
so pretty.
it's got a little hole. Yeah. So,
That is so cute. And it still fits in a standard envelope.
yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And then I have a friend who's a basket maker. So I saw Stamping Up I saw a picture of a little flat basket, a little square flat basket with the lavender. But then I also have another die that I bought before I joined Stamping Up, and it makes a little square basket. So I'm making,
Oh,
I made this for her birthday, and it folds flat, to put in an envelope.
Oh,
But
oh
it's a little
my.
woven,
that's
and then
beautiful.
I'm using all my dyes, for like the lavender and the little stuff to stick in. It's kind of like the one that the lady did for Valentine's, you know, the little where
Mhm,
you put the
mhm.
little crossbars and stick it in. So,
I
Yeah,
love
teach the
it.
class. Teach the
but-
class.
and the
Yeah.
crafting up, she likes to knit, so it had the little basket with knitting from the
Oh my
crafting up
gosh.
set, you know, so it's really fun to do. So,
That's super cute, Anita. Nice job. Well, Patsy,
thank
we
you.
can see you, so I can spotlight you. I don't know, you said you're having some computer issues, but we can see you. You want to hold it up to the camera?
She's frozen.
Now she's frozen. Heavens. That's a terrible frozen. All right, we're gonna
There she
there she's
is.
unfrozen. Show us your project. Oh, I see it. It's
Oh,
coffee
neat.
and it's super cute.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. And sending healing hugs. Oh, ooh, a
Mm.
belly band. Ooh, fancy. Oh, with a little gift card holder. That's nice. That's really nice. That's awesome. Nice. I love it. We could still see it, even if your internet's poopy right now. Good job. I had a random thought. What was the first card that Patsy showed? That's not that. Oh, the coffee. Um, Jill did a coffee class at retreat. Yep. And we were talking about the color combo on that paper and just how I think it's like a diner, like a 70s diner with the yellow and the pink and the blue. Like it's just a funny color combo. I never would have put those colors together. They're super cute, but I never would have done it. So Jill taught coffee, and then Sarah taught a class using the celebration paper. I have to show you guys. I thought she'd be here tonight, but she's probably worn out. So she made this cute little card portfolio box that like holds a bunch of cards, and you can like flip this off. Let me see if I can do it without hurting anything. And so then the cards just fit in here.
Can you
And
spotlight yourself so we can see it better?
I sure can. Yes, thank you for reminding me. We're a play spotlight. Haha. So
Thank you.
so it had the ribbon around it, and this is a little box, and I love that it holds the cards, and then these were all the little cards she made. So this is with that cloud paper. So there was the strips
Hmm.
and cute little hello, and then she made a shaker card with those clouds, and it says sprinkled with love.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those kind of faux shakers where you use the clear envelope. And I had kind of forgotten about them until the new catalog. And the new catalog features the clear envelopes as an easy way to make a shaker card. So we thought that was really fun. And then the last one was just a fun little torn paper technique with the strawberries. So it was fun. Sarah did a great job with her class. Jill did a great job with hers. And then Melissa Grados, who's a friend of ours who is an orphan to Stampin' Up. So she's basically direct to Stampin' Up. And she taught a class with that Nature's Sweetness. And so this was one of her cards, which I thought was really pretty.
Oh, I like that layout.
Yeah, it's a really cool layout. I've never seen anything like it, Like I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she did a little notebook and a matching pen, of course.
Yeah.
And then she did a bookmark, a really fun bookmark. And then she did a sweet little love note.
Hmm.
That paper is really pretty and it's carrying over. If you haven't gotten it, I would highly recommend it. So, anybody else have a project to share? If not, I'm going to pull for some door presents. Oh, I see hands. All right, let's see. I'm going to, Elena, I'm going to spotlight you. Actually, I don't even know if I can spotlight you because you don't have your
Oh, I
camera
have to
on.
put my video on.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm
Now I can
outside
spotlight you. That's okay.
watching the sunset. It's gorgeous out here.
Aw. All right, what
Okay.
you got for us, friend?
Oh, I have that whole background thing going on. I have to figure that out. But anyways, I'm still, playing with the paper.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Having fun with layers.
Yeah.
Key cards too.
What is that?
Oh,
Just an easy,
Key
like
card?
a
Oh,
recorder.
yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty. That's
Huh.
pretty.
It doesn't focus every now and then. That's so easy.
Oh, that's so pretty.
So
Aren't you
you said,
excited? The brass butterflies are carrying over. Yay.
so the hexagon punch is staying. Do you know about the stamp set that goes with it? I love to put the border, the border.
It is.
Oh, good, good.
The heartfelt hexagons or whatever, that one's sticking around too. Yeah.
I think that's it for now. There's more, but you don't need to see them all.
Ah, well, we can be the judge of that. All right. Kathleen, my dear, let me spotlight you. Let's see, turn your camera on. If you turn it on, then I can spotlight you. That is really weird, but it will not let me spotlight you until you turn your camera on. Well, there we go. Ooh, Easter.
I have
That's pretty.
2 retired product cards that I did. This is the
Pretty.
first one, just Easter blessings with the soft succulent and the daffodils. This one, which was a birthday,
Oh, that's so cute
and
and fun.
fun colors. And then one that has current products with one of the new sweets. This one I did as a sympathy card.
That
And
is
then
that's an online exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw something very similar to this at On Stage. And then obviously no naked envelopes. So yeah.
What was that
Yeah.
embossing folder that on the first card?
This one, it's a retired embossing folder that
That
was
tufted?
something quilted.
Tufted.
Tufted.
Tufted. Yes,
Yep.
tufted. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I miss this one. It's really romantic and pretty.
Yeah.
That's a really nice one. Good job.
Thanks.
Excellent job. Lovely samples, everybody. Good job. All right. I will draw for some amazing door prize winners. So let's see what we've got here. All right. So, all right. I have some stickers that if you don't want them, it's okay. My feelings aren't hurt. Now let me spotlight myself. I have some stickers from On Stage. So these are some stickers that we were able to get. They're vinyl, so they could go on like things that get wet, like water bottles and stuff like that.
What's
I
Joe
have.
Pye? Joe
Oh,
Pye? Is that-
oh yes, this is in all of the languages that we have in our markets.
Oh.
So yay, youpee, yoo-hoo, and youpie.
Oh,
All
you pie.
yes, yay,
Oh,
and all of
okay.
the languages. So you can be international. I have the 2022, 2024. So these are the retiring in color pearls. And then I pulled out a set of the Post-it notes.
Oh,
So, yes, Lisa, you keep asking about them.
I know. I
So
want some.
I know.
Especially the new ones. Those are so pretty.
Yes. So, what I did was I used the graphic that I have. So I have a painting in my office. If you've never been to my office, I have this painting in my office that I did when we lived in Charleston. And so I had a girl turn it into like a graphic. And so I use this for like Facebook posts and stuff like that. So I just put that I didn't sign this card before I sent it off phrase on here because if I did want to sell these, I can't sell it with the Stampin' Up logo on it, like the Stampin' Up like flowers. I'd have to have
Yeah.
my own design. So I have a bunch of those. So I'm gonna draw some names and it's gonna be magical. Ready? And go. All right. So we have Patsy Palmer. What would you like? Would you like some Post-it notes, some pearls, some stickers?
Muted.
Oh, she's still muted, but I still love her.
You're muted,
Bless her.
Patsy.
Mm,
Bless her
Oh.
heart.
I know. God bless. Have her chat.
There
I'm
she
trying.
is.
Oh, hey,
Happy
what?
I'm trying. Thank you.
Melissa.
It wouldn't do it. It would let me do
Nice
it.
texture.
All right, Patsy, what would you like?
Okay,
Uh,
the pearls, please.
great. I was like, great.
Pearls.
So, yes, gotcha. All right, next person. Let's see. Miss Terry, what would you like? You want the stickers or you want some Post-it notes?
The Post-it notes, please.
Let's see. Elena, what would you like?
The hat.
Oh, the hat is not up for grabs tonight. The hat is part of the drawing for Bettering Your Best for the April Sales Challenge. So
Posted.
tonight,
So more of those posted note things.
more Post-it notes. Yes, good. All right. Kathleen, my dear.
There was just the one set of embellishments, the retiring ones.
Yes, I didn't have any others. I was looking in my bucket to see if there was others, and I thought I had something else, but I don't. And so it's weird. I just went all in on Post-it notes. So
Okay. No worries. I just have a class coming up with the retiring color, so I thought that would be perfect. Let me do the Post-it notes, please.
okay, sounds good. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I've got my little. I should have Marianne come in here and do this, right? Like she's always my door prize drawing winner. So
Why did
Anita.
Marianne,
Go ahead.
I just wanted Marianne hit her 4,000 cookie boxes.
No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, it was a tough cookie season. We about 2 weeks in, we could tell that it probably wasn't going to happen. And so we lowered her goal to 3,000. And even with that, we had to buy quite a few that we donated. So it was a tough cookie season. So Miss Anita, do you want some stickers or do you want some Post-it notes?
I'll take the Post-it notes.
All right, sounds good.
You're not
Miss
going to get
Anita-
rid of those stickers.
No, I know. I realize that. I'm going to be stuck with them. And I'm going to say yay in all the languages, you know? So, all right, Miss Lisa, Post-it notes or stickers?
Yes, please.
I'm
I'm gonna
shocked.
find a way of sending you some cash for that.
No, you are not. There is absolutely no need for that. So, all right. And then the last person, I think almost everybody, we've got 2 more because I think almost everybody's going to get something today. Pat and Glenda, what do you guys want?
I'm here, but I'm trying my phone, I can't figure it out, so I think I'm sorry.
Hey, you're okay. I'm going to send you some of the Post-it notes, okay?
That'd be wonderful. And I do
Me
have
too.
a card to share.
Ooh, yeah. Let me try to spotlight you, Miss Pat. Hold on. Okay.
So this card has the distress tile,
Ooh,
and I don't
oh,
know if you
yeah.
can see it.
Oh,
And then when you open it, it has, I haven't quite gotten it finished yet, but it has a piece of that same paper that's behind the distress tile. And
Nice.
then on front, the little haiku poem that I wrote has that I can't remember the name of that.
Oh, the radiating stitch dye.
Yes,
Yeah, that
yeah,
one's really lovely. Oh, that's a really nice way to dress up a writing that you did. I love that you printed that and then you die cut it out.
right. Thank you.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Well, it's so hard to make sympathy cards, and so I'm kind of playing with it because at my age, there's lots of sympathy cards going out.
Yeah, those are to me that's some of the toughest ones, but the most needed, right? So,
Right. And you usually
so
need them, in a spur of the moment.
yes,
So I'm trying to make a stack of them that I can pull out.
good. That's awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
y'all, I think that everyone did a lovely job. Thank you so much for being here. I will go back and review the March totals, and I'll put a little graphic up in a group about March, and we'll report out on March. Um, the other thing I wanted to let you know is I'm doing a Better Your Best challenge. So I know I took a couple of quarters off from doing that. But I've put the details, it's in the event section in our group. And Susan Rutherford and I are actually going to do it together. So we're going to have both of our teams together, whoever's accomplished the goal. And there's like 4 different ways that you can earn a spot to the Better Your Best party. And so the post, the event goes into details about it. But one way is by bettering your best in April, May, and June in sales. So you would add up last year's April, May, and June, and then you would better that, right, by dollars. So you kind of understand how that works now because Stampin' Up's doing it too, which is great. So you need to go back and kind of see what that's like. The other way is through recruiting. Another way is through title advancement. Or if you're newer to the team, just qualifying is one of the ways. So I posted that, and I posted the date for it as well. So you can pencil that date in if you think that you might be wanting to achieve that goal. And the date for it, I think, is like Friday, August 2nd is what we decided on. So Susan's never done anything like this for her team, and her team is growing. And she wanted to do something cool for her team. So I thought it'd be fun to do it together. And it'll be on Zoom, so everybody can come. So wherever you are, we will party together. It will be great. And who knows how the spirit will move us and what we'll work on. But there'll be projects, there'll be fun stuff. Susan and I we've been collaborating on a lot of fun stuff, and so that's going to be great. August 2nd, and you can see the event in C2C Stampers. So check out the events page on C2C Stampers. And then a couple things. I'm going to do the May packets for Candy because I think she's going to be in Mexico. So that I'll do the May packets for her. I know, such a shame. And then we've got the group swap and the 7 Sweet Stampers. Those will be due Memorial Day weekend. And then if you're local, we have a shoebox swap on June 1st. I have not posted that event yet, but I will be doing that this week. And the other thing is if you're silver and above, you qualify for Candy's Silver Circle Retreat, which is in June. So you might want to check that out and see if the date works for you. She sent that directly. I think it's on the little High Flyers group that all the silver and above are on. And then Susan and I are going to do something that we haven't yet named, but we have a great idea. And it's going to be in July, late July. It's going to be a 1-day, the informal name is a Get Her Done retreat. That will not be the official name, but we're hosting a day for folks to learn how to do different things. Learning how to read your reports, learning how to do maybe some photography, We're going to have someone come do some photos for us, like some headshots. So if people are wanting to have a nice photo done, we're going to do, we've got some fun ideas, and we're going to bring in a guest speaker, and it's going to be great. And we've got great plans. So Susan and I are finalizing some touches and the name this week. And so we'll have some more posts about that. And then Susan and I are hosting our Memorial Day stamp camp. So we always do a stamp camp on Memorial Day in Wimberley. And so if you want to come to that, it's on Memorial Day, and we do lunch out there, and we're going to do some techniques. And I think we've got a fun day planned. So we have not put out registration for that either. That'll come out this week too. So
Candy has that thing she's doing, that catalog launch thing in San
yes.
Antonio too.
Yeah, that's in 2 weeks on the 27th. Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm Girl Scout camping that weekend, so I can't go. But I know she was trying to squeeze that in before she left for Mexico. So she's trying to move heaven and earth to get around all of her travels and stuff. So, all right. Well, y'all, I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining. It was great seeing you. And Glenda, nice to see that you made it back from the dock and you're in bed. So that's where you should be. All right, y'all rest up and get ready. May's going to be a great month, and can't wait to see everybody close out April well. So bye, y'all. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.